In this video, we want to see what the global minimum is of the function absolute value of x minus 2 on the interval from negative 5 to 5. In order to do this, we have to first find the derivative in order to find the critical point. So we're going to set this equal to 0 or just see when it's undefined. Now notice that in order to see when it's undefined, you let the bottom equal to 0. So you let x minus 2 equal to 0. And clearly x equals 2. And then to see when the function is 0, we're going to multiply both sides by the absolute value of x minus 2, and we'll get that x equals 2. Now, technically, this would be a 0, but it turns out it's actually the point in which the derivative is undefined. Okay, so at x equals 2, regardless, it's going to be our critical point. And so we're going to be looking at the first derivative test and plot our number line here with x equals 2. Plug in values to the left of 2, let's say 0. When we plug in 0, we get negative 2 over positive 2. That's a negative 1. And if we plug in values to the right of 2, let's say 3, we get 1 over 1, and that's positive. So when the derivative is negative, our function is decreasing, and when it's positive, the function is increasing. So at x equals 2, it looks like there is a local minimum, and it turns out there's a global minimum. And we know it's a global minimum because this function is going to be decreasing forever, like from a negative infinity all the way down to 2. And then to the right of 2, it's going to be increasing forever. So the function is going to look like a v here, and the local minimum will have to be the global minimum at x equals 2. So technically, you're supposed to test the endpoint. So let's do that as well. And you have to compare your critical point with the values at the endpoint. So let's start off with f of negative 5. That's going to be the absolute value of negative 7, which is positive 7. And if I plug in f of 5, that's going to be positive 3. Obviously, 0 is less than 3 and 7. So 0 is going to be the global minimum. And if we look at the graph of the absolute value of x minus 2, that seems to make sense. X equals 2 is 0. To the left of it, it's decreasing. And then to the right of it, it's increasing.